Well folks, today we're going to be showing you how to put the new MegaLive onto a trolling motor. So I run Garmin on my boat, and I've had Livescope on my trolling motor for the past 4 seasons. This is going to be my 5th. And this off season my brother actually bought MegaLive, and he's fished with me with it on the trolling motor. And we both really like fishing on the trolling motor. I think it's the best way to fish it versus on a pole. There's a lot of personal preference involved. If you guys want me to do a video on the why behind we fish it on the trolling motor, I can certainly do that this summer. Comment below if you want me to do that video. Today we're going to be putting it on a Terrova, and you might be thinking, well, Humminbird didn't come out with a barrel mount for their trolling motors, which is exactly the challenge that we faced this winter when my brother bought his MegaLive. And so I actually, over the last couple months, have been working on some different designs, and we've come up with a pretty easy way to mount it onto a trolling motor barrel, similar to how Garmin does it, similar to how Lowrance does it. And so I actually went and had a bunch of barrel mount adapters for MegaLive manufactured. Now this is a polycarbonate piece of plastic. It's a thermoplastic that I had made. I had a bunch made just to help my brother out, and then decided, you know, I'm guessing there's gonna be a bunch of people that want these. And so what we did is we had these made where it's gonna fit right on your trolling motor, and then the MegaLive piece that's already attached here. Now we don't have the adapter that's gonna allow you to do their perspective mode. I don't know what Humminbird calls it, but this piece is gonna fit right into Hummingbird's bracket. And one of the key pieces of why you have to have this pole mount piece on there is to allow this to rotate. It's actually built into the Humminbird adapter there. So what you're gonna get when you get this kit is you're gonna get the barrel mount, which is gonna fit right inside that Humminbird piece. I also made cable protectors. These are also a polycarbonate plastic. The reason why we didn't do 3D printed on these parts is 3D printed parts are actually hollow, and so they have a tendency to absorb water. They might crack. And so we actually had these machined out of that polycarbonate thermoplastic. You're gonna get a barrel mount hose clamp. We're gonna give you a piece of rubber, which is gonna help attach with the mount. It'll reduce vibration. And then the 4 screws that are gonna help you attach it to the MegaLive bracket. All right, so the first step is we're gonna attach our barrel mount adapter to the deucer. We're gonna go ahead and put it on the barrel. We're gonna use the piece of rubber that is included. We're gonna try to line this up. If you got a down imaging deucer, just like I do, we're gonna try to get it as close to this line as we can so that we're avoiding the prop. We're gonna use the hose clamp. Once that's nice, snug, and tight, we're gonna make sure before we completely tighten down, we want this to be as flat as possible with the trolling motor, so you're getting a straight up and down image of that transducer beam. Perfect. So we're on there nice and tight. It's not gonna move on us. The next step is we're gonna take our cable protector and we're going to slide this on by sliding the 2 cables through and turning it. I'm going to run a piece of the zip tie on each side of the mount. And this was made specifically to fit all these different ridges onto the MegaLive. And that's just going to help protect the cable at the base. And after we got the cable protector securely fastened with a zip tie, we're going to take 2 rod sleeves and we're going to cut the tips off of each. And then we're gonna melt the ends just so they don't fray using a lighter. And once we got those all melted nice, we're gonna take both our cables, slide them into the rod sleeve, and slide this all the way down. And what this is gonna do is just add that extra little protection as it's rubbing on your trolling motor shaft while you're fishing. And we've been running this setup that I'm showing you right now on about 8 boats with Garmin Livescopes, and we've had 0 cable issues. We probably have a combined over 20 seasons now on the water running this with Livescope. And so what this is going to do, this is going to slide right over your cable protector down to the transducer. And then we're going to take another zip tie and secure this to the cable guard. This might be a little tricky to get done the first time. You have to come back through the rod sleeve. There we go. And we're going to zip tie this to that cable protector and cable guard. And that's not going to hold that in place. We'll snip that clean. Perfect. Okay, so this is actually my boat. I'm just showing you how to do this, but I'm installing this next week on my brother's boat. So what I would do is I'd connect the Ethernet, I'd connect the power, and I'd take this second rod sleeve and I'd slide it down the entire thing. So imagine these are plugged in, we're going to slide them in and come all the way up to where we have this rod sleeve. I'm going to pinch the sides away from the cable. We're going to put a zip tie on this side just to lock those in place. Those are never coming apart. The key piece is really, we're not zip tying the cable at all. You don't want to put any zip ties on your cable. Alright, so we've got that. Imagine that this is plugged in. We're about to be plugged in. And this is the part that gets everybody tripped up. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to deploy the trolling motor. So we got our motor deployed. This is the part that gives everybody trouble. So what we're going to do is, coming off of this, we're going to keep the deucer at a nice bend. If you want to fish down, you're going to create a loop. If you want to fish forward, you don't need as much. And we just want to make sure we're clear of the prop. And then I'm going to actually take a piece of electrical tape and I'm going to secure this initial loop at the base of the trolling motor. So we're going to take this piece of electrical tape, we're going to go right around the base, under, and I'm going to go around twice. And what that's doing is it's just locking in this initial curve. It's coming smooth out of the protector. We're keeping the cable smooth all the way around. I'm going to break that off, and we're good. And then what we're going to do is take this entire cable, and we're going to wrap it around this shaft 4 times. If you have a shorter shaft, you can probably do 3. So we're going to go nice and loosely. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to hold it tight up where this pin is on your motor, or anywhere if you don't have a Terrova, you might have a Powerdrive, you're going to find somewhere where you can attach this. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull this tight. We've deployed the motor, we've got it wrapped around 4 times, and we're going to spin this to the tight direction. We're going to do a full revolution, and then we're going to go just a little bit more. And then we're going to secure, not the cable, but we're going to secure the rod sleeve right at that point using another zip tie around this metal pin. So what this is going to allow you to do when you don't go around that cable and you come through the rod sleeve, and secure this, is your rod sleeve is actually going to get tight and not the cable on the pin. So the cable's still loose, but your rod sleeve's tight. And then if we go back the loose direction, we just want to check this when it's all the way down. So there's normal. We're going to go 1 revolution the other way. And we just want to make sure there's no way of this prop hitting this cable. And this could even be a little tighter on that setup, but this prop can never hit the cable even at its loosest point. ready to stow the trolling motor. You've got everything coiled up. You've got it secured at the base. You've got it secured to the head of the trolling motor. We'll go ahead and stow this. And as we stow this motor, you're going to see these loops start to coil up. And I always will, when I'm up in the boat, I'll grab one, and it usually helps get them into place. And when you lock this in, you're going to have these loops at the base of your trolling motor, but the motor's secure, your cord is secure, it's pretty minimal. The power cord goes back. I tape this to my trolling motor cable back there. And everything's protected, you're good to go. We're in forward mode. If you want to go to down, just set it to down, and you're gonna be good to go. All right, we got it stowed safely, and that is how we put MegaLive onto a trolling motor. So we've got it secured at the base with the cable protector. We've got the cable protected with the rod sleeve. And one thing to note is I actually have these two parts split out into two different products. So if you want to buy the cable protector separately, you certainly can. If you do like the pole mount, that's your personal preference and you want to use it, that's fantastic. And then I do have this barrel mount, and the barrel mount is going to come with a hose clamp. It's stainless steel, marine grade. You're going to get a rubber piece to help with any potential vibration, as well as it helps it secure nice and tight, and 4 stainless steel screws. And one thing I want to note is, again, these are machined from a polycarbonate thermoplastic. They are not 3D printed. 3D printed parts tend to swell. They're hollow on the inside. We don't want to use those in water. And so both of these you can find only at thenetbuddy.com. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, or just comment below on the video and I'll figure out a way to get a hold of you.